Hello and welcome on 360 Sport on Trust TV. I am Adini Ajishafe. Time to take you around the world of sports. As we start from cycling, Nigerian cyclists over there in Ghana, they were able to do well. We have three of them in the female junior category winning gold, and also Ekpeseraye also winning the senior category over there at the 19th African Road and Paracycling Championship taking place in Ghana. Lawal or Lawale Ekpeseraye win gold. We have to celebrate them for what they've done so far in that particular competition taking place in Ghana, where the three of them right now, they've shown like million stars winning gold for Nigeria. Where I have in the studio Emmanuel Fashimi. Good to have you.
Good morning, Adeni.
Yes, let's talk about this particular story. You look at the Nigerian cycling now. When it comes to when we hosted in Abuja here, it was where we wanted to host and win, although we came third. But you look at this particular one in Ghana, it seems our cyclists are really doing well.
Really doing well, like you mentioned from the onset. We hosted, we wanted to win, but we couldn't get that first position. We came third, and for the president of cycling, after the election of the various federations in Nigeria, he was re-elected. Let's say unopposed in that aspect because of what he has been doing. The Onyibo Nigerian man, we call him, but it's a good one for our cyclists because after that election. The first interview he granted was the target is the Olympics, and these are some of the we call them classification events where you stage by stage where you get that Olympic ticket. Now we've won 3 goals, Olawale and the rest of the Ekpeseraye are right there in Ghana. I think the next event is another classification event that is going to put them on the radar of picking the Olympic ticket, and if we can do that, it's going to be a great achievement because as it stands right now, we've not been really able to really get a good. We've not really been able to get a good side of that sport because if you watch in Nigeria, it's all about football. But the thing is, as it stands right now, if we can actually channel our strength, our energy to other sports, and right now for cycling to win, for us to get about 3 goals right there in Ghana, it's a welcome development. If you look at the string right now, this is the velodrome, the last championship we had. And for our cyclists, I think they need to improve, and that improvement is what has paid off that we have seen in Ghana with these 3 cyclists winning gold for us right there in Ghana. And I will say this is just the beginning of good things to come in that federation, and if they can get all the support they want, then I think we will do well when it comes to cycling. We are pushing for the Olympic ticket, like I mentioned. That was after that federation election, the president said the goal is to get the Olympic ticket, and the Olympic is just let's say barely let's say about 13 months or 14 months away from now, because it's coming up by next year. So we are expecting our Nigerian cyclists to be in Paris 2024.
Hopefully Nigerian cyclists will actually get to Paris and do well, but they are, well, from the way it is, they are really coasting home in Ghana. They were able to win 3 gold medals so far. We are really appreciating them for what they've done so far in the world of cycling. There, Ekpeseraye or Lawale, for the fact that they were able to win gold for Nigeria. Taking place 19th African Cycling, also Paracycling Championship over there in Ghana. Now let's talk about beach volleyball. This particular sport is really catching up in Nigeria, and right now as we speak, Kaduna State will be the place to be as beach volleyball 38 teams gone for glory at President's Cup in Kaduna. Well, all the teams are battle ready to compete in this year's edition of beach volleyball, where 38 teams in the both men and women and junior categories are ready for this particular competition. Now let's quickly look at those teams. The President Beach Volleyball 38 participating teams who will be there in Kaduna. Well, we have men's team, Life Camp Volleyball Club, GG Spikers, Desert Warriors, the likes of Kada Stars, Kano Pillars, Nigerian Correctional Service, Niger Brass Volleyball Club, Nyanyan Spikers, Kaduna State. You have Nile University. All of them are there for the men, 13 teams. In the women category, you have 7 teams that will be fighting for honor. Nigerian Customs Service, Adamawa Queens, Kaduna State, Nile University, FCT, Niger Ravens, and the Civil Defense Team, NSCDC. In the under-17 boys team, you have Kada Stars, Flourish Volleyball Club, FCT, Adamawa State, Pro Spikers, Samba Boys, Young Eagles, Philcom Volleyball Club, you have Nyanyan Spikers, and you have Katsina United. While in the under-17 girls team, 8 of them will be fighting. You have Flourish Volleyball Club, you have Kada team, Plateau Peacock, you have Katsina State, Team FCT, Pro Spikers, Young Eagles, and also Philcom Volleyball Club. All these teams, 38 of them, are now in Kaduna trying to see how they can at least, who will win this competition, the President's Beach Volleyball.
Yeah, let me say kudos to the president of the Volleyball Federation of Nigeria, that is the person of Engineer Musa Nimrod. The man has really done well. Well, when I mean well, he has really done well for that federation, and he keeps doing what he knows how to do for them. And this competition, as it stands, because we met him some times ago, and this competition is to get the young ones that will represent Nigeria. Let's not forget that last year we had our team all the way in. They went for the African Volleyball Championship, though we didn't win it, but I think we came third in third in that competition. And last year also, the other year before the Paris 2020, before the Tokyo Olympic 2020, we came close in picking the Olympic ticket, and that is the target this time around again, to get that Olympic ticket. And I believe this time around they will get it, because they've actually corrected some of the mistakes, and some of the players you saw on the last championship were picked from the National Sports Festival at Ilorin. And now, as it stands, for the President Cup in Kaduna, this has been a yearly event. It has never stopped. As in, this event comes yearly, and that is a good one for consistency with the president of that federation. Keep hosting this event, so it's a good one. If other federations can emulate the NVF, then I think we will be the shining light of world when it comes to sports in the world.
Well, reading out to you there, the teams that will participate in 38 participating teams over there in Kaduna for the President's Beach Volleyball. That actually it has begun there. Well, we're giving you update concerning that, and hopefully all other sports in Nigeria. We know the most beautiful bride there is football, but if other sports are given some that little push, they can actually go places. We talk about volleyball now, beach volleyball, cycling, hockey, cricket, all this sport. Not everyone will play football. Some are there to actually play in other sport rather, and they need that particular support from every stakeholder. Now we move away from beach volleyball. Now let's talk about football. This time around, the NPFL will be coming up, and also the NWFL for the midweek matches. Let's look at the NPFL fixtures for Group A and B as we be going down. Well, Bende Insurance will be hosting Nasarawa United in Benin City. What a battle is going to be. And you have Eyimba FC versus Shooting Stars, Akwa United Gombe, and you have Plateau United versus El Kanemi, Kwara versus Remo. What a match in that, looking at these fixtures.
Yeah, I think in Group A it's getting interesting, it's getting hotter and hotter. And if you look at the first and the second position in Group A, is a close one. And for Bende Insurance, they've started the season brilliantly. They've not lost. And today, last weekend, they got the test of their title credentials when they met a man that is Benga Gubate, a man who knows in and out of NPFL. And for today's game against Nasarawa United is fumbling. They've got a win against another fumbling side, that is Kwara United, over the weekend. And today starts the second half of the Abridge League, because they finished the first phase. Today is the beginning of the second phase, and you know this match are coming fast, thick and thin. And for Bende Insurance against Nasarawa United, they want to make a statement. Can they actually hold on to that lead as in the first position, and then end up? We still have the Super 6 coming up, but they need to finish first. The top 3 go for the Super 6, and if you look at the way they are playing, I believe they can get that first 3. Out of the first 3 positions, Bender Insurance will be there. But for Nasarawa United, they might not escape the season. They've gotten a good win against Kwara United. Now let's see what they will offer against Bendel Insurance in Benin. And the other game, Plateau United against El Kanemi Warriors, is a Northern Derby. And for Plateau United also, they've started picking points after starting slowly. Now there are about 2 teams are on 11 points with them there. That is Plateau United in Group A. So if you look at the way the whole thing is, today's result will change the face of the second position, third, fourth, fifth, in that order. But for the first position, I think Bendel Insurance, they are quite safe.
What if Nasarawa defeats Bendel Insurance?
If Nasarawa defeats Bendel Insurance, it gives Nasarawa United a push. For Bendel Insurance, they will still the closest person is Remo Stars. I think with about 4 points in between both of them. If Remo Stars win today's game, they still have 1 point ahead of the
But
second.
it could be very tough because Kwara United will be hosting Remo Stars.
Yes.
Kwara United, they are already a wounded lion, losing against Nasarawa United. So they might not want to lose this one back to back.
That is why I said, if you look at the way the fixtures are, any lose today for either the first position, second position, the table will change. So we are going to see a change of table because Plateau United have 11 points. If they win, though Bendel Insurance has quite a number of goal difference from
that edge is there.
So, but for Plateau United, I think they are on +1 goal difference. If they win, they are on 13 points. They will go close. So there's going to be a change of table in Group A today.
Let's see how it's going to be in Group A. Tough match between Bendel Insurance versus Nasarawa United. They'll be fighting here to see how they can add more to their winning mentality there after defeating Kwara United in their last match over the weekend. And also, Plateau United will be playing in Jos, not forgetting Kwara United hosting Remo Stars. A big battle in Group A. Let's look at Group B fixtures for the midweek. You have Niger Tornadoes. They'll be playing against Bayelsa United, who right now are not really doing well at all in this group. You have Sunshine Stars versus Dakada FC. Wicked Tourists against the table topper Lobby Stars in Bauchi. Doma United versus Abia Warriors. They'll be hosting them in Gombe. Then Rivers versus Rangers. That match has been postponed because I actually saw that IMC sanctioning that, okay, maybe because Rivers and they play their match over the weekend before they will arrive and all that. So that match is out. But at least 4 fixtures in Group B, very certified. Doma, Abia, Lobby. From the way it is, they are really doing well when it comes to Group B. They are really the big boys.
Yeah, they are. Somebody called them the dark horse of the season. They are also a team that has not lost a game this season, though they've had a number of draws. But with the way it stands, for Lobby Stars against Wiki Tourists, they are going to Bauchi away. Lobby Stars has started the season brilliantly. They want to hold on to that first position. We know that Rivers United, the defending champions, that means they are going to have 2 games in hand because last weekend they didn't play, and so this one again. And people might be saying they are giving them preferential treatment. We cannot say it's
they travel.
They travel, so they need time to rest and then to recuperate so that they can before they come back. And let's not forget the fixture against Access Mimosa is coming very fast, so we can excuse them for that. But for the other 4 fixtures that will be going down today, I think I'm looking forward to Doma United, the new boys of the league. They shock Rivers United, and they also want to make a statement that we don't want to go back to where we are coming from. So Group B, let's say Group B is safe. For the first position, whoever that is coming second, we are going to see a fight between Lobby Stars and
Abia Warriors too.
And then for resurgent Abia Warriors, they started slowly, but now they are picking point. They blew away Rangers in the East Oriental Derby. Everybody thought Rangers was going to have an easy ride against them, but
so far this season Rangers have not been at the best.
They've not been at the best because a lot have been happening in that team. Coaches issues on pitch and off off-pitch issues have actually been what has been bedeviling Rangers International. But I think they are trying to get themselves back. But I'm really I'm happy for Doma United. We might say Doma United might not go back to relegation. It might not go back to NNL.
Well, from the way it is, just giving you updates concerning those matches in the NPFL match day 8. Well, from the way it is, those matches will be coming up today. Just can't wait to see them across different stadiums in Nigeria. And hopefully, let the best team win. A tough one there for the guys because they have to fight hard for the 18 marathon matches to be playing their British before they compete for the Super 6. That's the best three teams from each group be fighting in the Super 6. Now let's talk about the women football. Well, let's talk about NWFL, where the ladies will be fighting also for the midweek matches. We look at the fixtures quickly. In Group A, Rivers Angels versus Bayelsa Queens. That's the battle of the South teams now. Royal Queens of Warri versus Osun Babes. Heartland Queens play Nigeria Tales of Abuja.
Yeah, for the NWFL, they had a break. They had a break before they resumed, and now I think the players are coming back fresh. And for Rivers Angels against Bayelsa Queens, we call it the South Derby. During the Super 6 in Benin, Bayelsa Queens actually defeated Rivers Angels for them to become champions. Will that still repeat itself in today's game? It's now left to be seen if Rivers Angels will give room for that. They are the former champions and against the present champions. And for Osun Babes has not really made any statement this season. I don't know what is really going on with that team.
What is wrong with the fact that they are not performing?
So if they really want to stay in the NWFL, then they need to start picking points now. Maybe they will start to pick that point today for Osun Babes. But for Rivers Angels against Bayelsa Queens, is going to be a cracker. Let me say this is another final before the main final.
Rivers Angels, Bayelsa Queens. What a tough match coming up in that encounter in Group A that we just rolled out there. Let's look at Group B in the women fixtures that will be coming up also. Edo Queens in Benin also. Well, Nasarawa Amazons this time around. Maybe they will go to University of Benin pitch to play.
It's a double header. It's a double header. I think both matches will take place in the same venue.
One will come earlier.
Yes, one will come earlier because that is what the media officer from Benin. But I don't know how that is going to pan out. But for Edo Queens and Nasarawa Amazons, these two sides are let me say they are well established sides. They are sides that have actually known each other for long, and both sides have their players in the national team, and both coaches of both sides know each other. One or the coach have coached the other team, so it's looking like when I say double header, the men will do theirs, the women will also come and do theirs. But for Edo Queens, I think they've started the season brilliantly. They are I think they are second in that group, in Group B for the NWFL. Now for Nasarawa Amazons, they've not really shown their zeal for the season. The past 2 seasons, Nasarawa Amazons has been one of the brightest team in the NWFL, but for this season they've been shaky. They picked some point, and now I don't really see that
in their group. Really, they are topping now. Before they were being, because it's between them and the Edo Queen and all about it.
Yes, when they started the season, though they started slowly. Edo Queens were looking like somebody like a team that was going to sit so comfortably on that table. But now I love what Nasarawa Amazons is doing. They've pushed themselves out of that place and given Edo Queens. It's going to be a 2-horse race in that group, and then finally both of them will know who topped the group and then qualify for. They are still going to play the Super 6 as usual. I believe both of them will end up first and second. Whoever ends first and second, they are guaranteed of a place or in the Super 6.
The one there, FC Robo Queens of Lagos, who are host Abia Angels, Adamawa Queens away to Ibom Angels in Uyo. Those are the matches slated for today in the NWFL, that's Nigerian Women Football League, and a double header from both Nasarawa State and Edo State. They have Bende Insurance facing Nasarawa United, Edo Queens facing Nasarawa Amazons. What's a way to talk about football in Nigeria? Very, very exciting. Hopefully, let the best team, like I actually said earlier, will be giving you more concerning that. And now let's talk about the slam and dunk sport of basketball over there in the NBA. Talking about basketball now, we look at games that were earlier played today. Earlier on, while we were sleeping, some games were actually coming up over there in the NBA. Let's look at the result as we went down. Orlando Magic, they did their magic, but it wasn't enough. Toronto Raptors wrapped them up with 123 against 113, 10 points extra to win that game there. You just have to give it up to Toronto Raptors. Potil scored 30 points, 9 rebounds in that game with 6 blocks. And you have Carter for Orlando Magic, actually got 26 points and 6 rebounds. They were the 2 top performers in that game. Boston Celtic against Milwaukee Bucks, they lost by 6 points at 125 to 131 in that particular game. Well, for Boston Celtic, it was White who scored 27 points, 12 assists, and 3 steals, while Holiday did not go on holiday. He scored 40 points to help Milwaukee Bucks win that particular game. They were the 2 top performers. And we look at Phoenix Suns against Sacramento Kings. They lost 109 against Phoenix Suns, who scored 120 in that particular encounter. Well, for Phoenix Suns, Aiton was able to score 29 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 steals. And you have Sabonis with 24 points, 15 rebounds, and 7 assists so far. Washington Wizards, 126. The Wizardry in them came out against Portland Trail Blazers. They won that game 126 to 101. In fact, 25 points separated the 2 teams there. Good one for them. And you have Golden State Warriors, 124 to LA Clippers, who clipped their wings. They clipped the wings of the Warriors, 134 to 124. 10 point extra. Talking about those games there. While we are talking about the NBA, well, top performance in the match between Golden State Warriors and Los Angeles Clippers, you have Poole scoring 28.6 assists and Kawhi Leonard with a 3.7 rebound. For the Washington and Portland Trail Blazers, you have Porzingis actually getting 28 points and 12 rebounds, while Lillard, Damian, was able to score 39 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists in that particular encounter. Just giving you update in the NBA, a sport that a lot of people really love to watch.
Yeah, really love to watch. The NBA has it's one of the biggest franchise in United States of America,
if not the biggest.
It's the biggest, yes. Followed by NFL. That is the American football. The biggest win of the fixtures is Wizard blowing away, like you said, they brought out the Wizard in them, 126 to 109. That is a very wide margin. So the season is getting interesting, and you see the big boys are coming out. For Jeru Holiday, he didn't go on holiday. He actually brought out his A game and helped his team with that win.
A good one there coming from the NBA regular season result there. The All-Star game is really knocking at the door. But before we go, we talk about the big one also that happened yesterday in the UEFA Champions League. At least 2 matches were actually played in the UEFA Champions League. We look at let's look at the result. It was just like they had a meeting to just score a goal each. AC Milan pipped Tottenham Hotspur by a lone goal there, and PSG, they lost at home against Bayern Munich, where Coleman actually did what he did some last time they met. Let's look at AC Milan Tottenham first. It was a tough match, but AC Milan were able to triumph.
Yeah, AC Milan were able to triumph after how many number of losses. Let's not forget that the same AC Milan lost against Chelsea in their group, and they don't want that to repeat itself. Not just Chelsea, a London team also. So for Diaz came to their rescue. It was an early goal, and they were able to hold on to that result, and it gives them an advantage into this going to the second leg. And for AC Milan, they've actually not been fantastic. They've lost about 5 straight matches in all competition before Giroud gave them that win, and now they've gotten another win. Maybe a sign of good things for Pioli and his team. And then for the other game,
well, while we're still talking about that, let's look at AC Milan versus Tottenham statistics, how the match ended there. You have 47% in possession, 53% for Tottenham. Despite, at times, you look at you playing, doing the work, and somebody else is getting the glory. They got 53% and AC Milan 47%, but AC Milan won by just a goal. Shot on target was 3-4, shots were 12-9. You have corners 3-8, fouls 13-17. And if you look at it really from the graphics, it shows that Tottenham were really trying to win the game, but it never happened.
Yeah, immediately after that goal, Tottenham came out firing, but they had a lot of chances, capable of Harry Kane, this man from Croatia, Van Perisic, missing couple of chances. And what really happened to Tottenham yesterday, their final third, there was no connection, and that is what really happened. And for AC Milan, they had to defend well for them to preserve their one goal.
Well, good one for them. Olivier Giroud there to the rescue. Let's talk about PSG Bayern. Just a big one. Anytime these two teams meet, you never can tell who's going to win that game. That match ended also 1-0 in favor of the visiting team Bayern.
Like you said, maybe they had a meeting of scoring just a single goal. And yesterday, a repeat of a 2020 final happened again. Christian Coman, the same man that scored in that final, scoring. And this is a man who was born and brought up in Paris, played for PSG. After that goal, you saw he didn't celebrate.
He shouldn't go to Paris for now.
For now, he should just stay in Munich. And this is the seventh time that Bayern will be defeating PSG. 6 times they've won before. And right now, I think they are still coasting home. The return legs, a lot is going to go down. Some persons have come out to blame Kylian Mbappe, but this is football.
What if they are blaming Mbappe? What about Messi? What about Neymar? All of them are teams. Look at Messi holding his head. He's not happy for the fact that
because if you look at it, Mbappe was not supposed to play this game.
But at least he came on. If not for the fact that it was an offside, he nearly made it 1-1.
He nearly made it 1-1, but he was rushed back into this team.
I hope he won't go back again to the injury.
Well, it's now left for the doctors of PSG and
to
Mbappe.
Confirm that. Let's look at the stats of that game between PSG and Bayern. Just the way we look at AC Milan Tottenham. Looking at the statistics there, you have possession coming from Bayern 54-46. Shots were 18-9. You have on target 7-4. Corners were 5-4. And fouls turned to be 18. And you have 8. In fact, Pavard got a red card at last.
Yes, I think it was well in all departments. The Bayern Munich was all over PSG, and they deserved the win. I expected 4-5 goals with these statistics, and yesterday I saw when I saw some clips of that game, Bayern would have blown PSG away. But the next leg, PSG can come back.
Anything can happen after all. There is no way.
The same. Let's not forget that Barcelona did it against PSG after 4-0 first leg. They came back 6-6. And that has not happened. That will not happen again in the history of UEFA Champions League.
Well, just giving you updating those sports arena. When it comes to sport, 360 Sport on Trust TV is the place to be. Well, Emmanuel Fashimi, thank you very much.
It's been a wonderful having me.
And do not forget to follow us on our social media platforms. I am Adeni Aji Shafe. Sport is always business and fitness. Thanks for watching. Well, PSG second leg.
So we go straight from the